Alright, so replacing a broken camera lens on your Android phone is kind of intimidating, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's a lot harder than the videos that are on YouTube right now make it look. They also skip over most of it, like cutting through the footage of it. They don't actually show you like taking off the old lens and putting the new one on. So in this video we're going to do a step-by-step procedure of replacing the broken camera lens, and this is an LG G5 phone. So unboxing it, as you can see, is a little bit strange because you get these two pieces, and one is the cover, the actual lens, and the other is like a sticky part that attaches it. And tweezers are important because you need to pick a good pair of tweezers. My girlfriend pointed out that my tweezers are actually pretty shitty, so she gave me a pair of her tweezers, which worked awesome, and so that's something to think about. Other videos say you should use a glue gun, and I tried doing this, but I found out it wasn't really necessary. It's just supposed to help hold on to the broken pieces, but honestly it didn't do any help. So definitely turn off the phone before you start, and then take out the battery. And after that, you want to be sure and take out the SD card, or micro SD card, I mean. I don't know why you have to do all this really, or if it's completely necessary, but everyone else recommends doing these things, so I would too, just to be safe. It only takes a few seconds. Next, you just want to very carefully warm up the front of the phone, and you can do this by waving it in front of a space heater or using a hair dryer. And you just want it a little bit warm so that glue that's holding the old broken camera lens starts to soften up a little bit. You don't want the phone to get too hot. Okay, here's the most important part of the video, and that is using this special tool, which is a fish hook. And you can see I bent it out a little bit so that I could get better leverage as I try to pry up the corner of the broken camera lens. And other videos don't show you how they actually got the lens pried off. They just tell you you should buy special tools. They're probably expensive, but that's totally unnecessary. All you need is an 1.5-inch fish hook to just very carefully get it underneath the edge of the camera lens. In one video, a guy said that he had to poke through the glass in the middle to get it pried upwards, and that's something you don't want to do at all. You want to be very careful not to damage the cameras underneath. They're very sensitive. Okay, you can see here that the tweezers are just very carefully worked under the edge of the lens. Very slowly you want to work that broken glass, and here you see me rocking the tweezers back and forth. That's how you kind of wiggle off that old broken camera lens and just slowly peel it upwards. I've tried a few different tools and I tried the tweezers, but really the fish hook was the only way to actually get under the corner of that lens and get, it pried upwards where I could fit the tweezers underneath. But here you can see it starting to give way, and I just barely popped that thing off. And you got to be really careful. You don't want to scratch your phone, and you don't want to slip and jam the tweezers into a camera. But here you can see it comes off actually quite nicely, and that glue did heat up a little bit, so it was pretty soft. It just peeled right off, and I was really shocked at how easy it was once I started to work it up a little bit. And you want to be careful to pick up all the broken pieces. It is glass, okay, so don't lose this. Don't let it get on the floor where it'll get in your feet. Don't let it get in your eye. Just very carefully pick up the pieces and brush them off. And then you can see here that I am getting the new lens out of its cover, and this was kind of hard. It was like vacuum sealed in plastic. But first, you want to get all that broken glass off. You don't want that laying around at all. So I tried using some paper towel to brush it off, but really using an actual cloth, this is a guitar cleaning cloth, or a lens cleaning cloth would be the best bet, you know, with the microfibers. And I got it pretty clean, honestly. It, you know, just looked great. There were no problems, no scratches or anything. So here is where we have our sticky piece. And you can see it comes in like 2 layers, you know. It's like peeling a sticker off of wax paper or something. I kind of screwed this part up, so pay really close attention here and don't make the same mistake, which is peeling off both layers before putting it on the phone. You're supposed to put it on the phone after one side's off, and then you peel off the back part. But the reason I did this is because it had those middle pieces that you can see are missing. I had to like pop those out, and I couldn't figure out how to do it without peeling off both sides. And you can see here in the bottom of the screen laying there is the old, you know, stuff that it was like stuck to, and I tried to pop off that circular piece. Now it was kind of it got like stretched out. It was really stretchy and gooey. So even though I stretched out and screwed it up a little bit, I just kind of very carefully like worked it into place with the tweezers and moved it around a little bit. And I was really worried that I had completely screwed it up where, you know, the lens, I figured the lens just wouldn't fit on it like flat, that it would be uneven, or the gooey stuff would get in the way of like a camera where a camera, like when the shutter moved, it couldn't like move properly. So I was really worried at this point. But you can see here I kind of worked it on there pretty well. And then I got the camera lens out, and once again it's still in that vacuum sealed plastic, which was a huge pain in the ass to unpeel and get the camera lens out of there. So you just got to be really careful and just, you know, I mean, this whole process you should be very patient, you know, from the start, because you don't want to damage anything. But in the end, I did eventually get that vacuum sealed thing open and got the new lens out. And then once you do that, also you want to make sure all the dust is removed. But once you get everything, all the dust out, you don't want any dust underneath it. It'll be permanently sealed in there. But once you do that, you just very carefully put it on, as you can see here. Press down, and it should just fit in there perfectly like that. I mean, it just looks like brand new, which is crazy because I thought for sure something was going to look a little off, or there would be scratches or, you know, whatever, but it just turned out amazing. I mean, I was so happy to get this done. I was planning on going on a big hiking trip, and I wanted to take awesome footage and time lapses and photos, and the cracked lens before that was just screwing up everything. The pictures just looked terrible. So getting this on was huge, and it only cost me like $7.56 or something. It was like under $8, and the fish hook is what really made it easier than it would have been otherwise. So I'm just checking to see if there's any leftover shards of glass that are still on there, but the phone looks pretty clean. So everything looks perfect at this point. I'm really excited that it seems to have went well, but you know, we still got to see if the camera actually works here. And this was the moment of truth. You know, I was like sweating and my heart was racing a little bit because I was like, man, I hope I didn't screw this up. If I would have screwed this up, you know, like, who knows how much it could cost to take it into someone. So I opened up the camera and I tried to check out the picture, but the problem is I can't zoom in or out. So I assume that it's getting stuck on that sticky stuff. It ended up not working out, and the camera, like little tiny shutters, can't move. But then all of a sudden it started to work, or I could zoom in and then zoom back out just fine, no problems. And this was like very strange, but it's almost like it had to adapt like for a few seconds to the new camera lens. But the picture looks awesome here, as you can see. You know, I'll try to give you a shot of that. Like, there's the old lens laying right there. You can see all the detail. It's just like having a new phone. But yeah, in the end, everything just worked out fine. And all you need to do is order a generic camera lens. You know, they fit different types of phones, usually like one type of lens for Android, and get the fish hook, and that's it. Hope you like this. Subscribe to Drone Guru if you want to see more videos on these types of tech tips.